Okay, so welcome to the part 2 of chapter 6, whereby we will straight away go into the first type of cell division called mitosis. Okay, so before that, what is mitosis? So mitosis is the process of nuclear division, which results in the formation of two genetically identical daughter cells. So nuclear division means division of your nucleus. Okay, so two genetically identical daughter cells means when one cell splits into two, these two cells are exactly the same. It's like photostat copy into two exact same copy. Okay, so in living things, for example, human, why do we need mitosis? Is to repair or replace dead cells. So our cells have very short lifespan. They die, many millions of them die every day. So to replace them, your body undergoes cell division to replace the dead one. Okay, and also allow growth and development. So why your muscle can get bigger and bigger is because also your muscle cells undergo mitosis. Okay, now, so cell division technically, like mitosis, right, will involve two stages. Karyokinesis, which involves the division of the nucleus. So that's actually the mitosis process. After mitosis means once the nucleus has split, the cytoplasm also has to split. So that follows after mitosis. Okay, so let's say this is the cell. So first, the nucleus splits into two, then followed by the cell. So that is karyokinesis, that is cytokinesis. Okay, now, however, before mitosis or meiosis takes place, the cell have to go through something called interphase. So you can see here, G1, Gs, and G2, this is called interphase. Then only you have mitosis and cytokinesis. Okay, so this whole thing, we'll call it as the cell cycle. So when interphase occur followed by the cell division, that is called cell cycle. Okay, so first, so interphase is sort of like a preparation phase like that for mitosis. It's just like this is your exam, and here's where you do revision. So it's like a preparation for your exam. Okay, now, so G1, just remember G S C. Okay, just like you go watch movie, the place we go park tall, G S C. So G stands for growth. So over here the cell the growth rate and metabolic rate is very high. So cell grows very rapid. Okay, why? It's because when the cell split into two, it becomes smaller. So to prevent the cell from getting smaller, it grows bigger first. Common sense, right? Synthesis. Here what the cell synthesis, it will synthesis proteins and new organelles. Okay, so to grow bigger, to form a new cell, you need protein. And you also need to form new organelles, because if a cell splits into two, you need two sets of ribosome, two rough ER, two Golgi apparatus, and so on. Just like if I split into two, I need two sets of lungs, two sets of heart. So you synthesize new organelles. Okay, chromatin, C stands for chromatin. So over here, your chromosomes are still extremely fine and known as chromatin. Okay, so your chromosome is still very thin. That's why it's called chromatin. So G1 very important. Okay, well actually out of these three phases, right, S is the most important. It is actually the main reason why interphase must occur. So if question asks what's the importance of interphase, if they didn't ask that G1 as G2, they just say interphase, what's the important? We always will mention describe S phase pretty important. So S phase actually represents the whole interphase. Okay, so here they say DNA undergoes replication and chromosome multiplies. or you also can say chromosome duplicates. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, so this is whereby your chromosome, right, 46 will temporarily become 92. Okay, because after mitosis, it will become back to normal. So it's something just like the synthesized new organelle concept. To have two cells, you need two sets of DNA. The old cell one, the new cell also one. So basically, just now remember, each pair of chromosome actually says got one mother, one father, one mother, one father, one. So as you can see, when DNA replicates, the chromosome also must multiply because chromosomes is made of DNA. So that's why from like this, it becomes like this, whereby the chromosomes later will split during mitosis. Okay, so during mitosis, they will split back, become normal. Okay, yeah, so now DNA replicates, chromosome multiplies into two, what we call sister chromatids. Okay, so there's a new word over here. What is sister chromatids? So sister chromatids means it's like the petals. So sister means it's like these two chromatids, sorry, not like this. These two chromatids, okay, are from the same chromosome. So whole thing here is called chromosome. Okay, this part here is called one chromatid. Okay, use another color. Okay, here is called one chromatid, two chromatids. So since these two chromatids are from the same chromosome, we call them as sister chromatids, like from the same family, like that. Okay, so DNA replicates, so therefore now my chromosome also multiplies, or you can say chromosome duplicates. Okay. G2, the last one, very simple. Cell continues to grow and accumulate energy, prepare for cell division. Because when the cell splits, that time they need energy. Then only can split into two. Okay, now, so therefore now we have the M phase. So M phase is divided into mitosis, which is the karyokinesis just now, and cytokinesis. So later we will go through the whole mitosis process. Now, mitosis have 4 phases. So remember it as promet, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Understand? Okay, so that is interphase. So once interphase is done, the nuclear division, mitosis, can now occur. So that's what our main focus is on for this video. Okay, so first, prophase. So remember during interphase, my chromosomes are still very thin, correct? So now my chromatin will shorten and thicken and form the chromosome. So from thin become fat chromosome. Now, remember this from chapter 2, spindle fiber. Yeah, so during prophase, spindle fiber will form. So if you forget what spindle fiber is something formed from the centrioles. Remember the 2 cylinder thingies we learned in chapter 2? Yeah, so here is where we will learn what it actually does. So it produces spindle fiber. Spindle fiber, later I'll tell you what does it do. Next phase. Okay. Then inside the nucleus, the components of the nucleus will disappear. Nucleus disappear, nuclear membrane disintegrate. Now try to remember this word disintegrate. Don't say nuclear membrane breakdown. Disintegrate means it's breakdown, but this is the keyword you have to follow. Okay, yeah, because now nucleus have to divide. So when the nucleus divide, that time the chromosome have to split. So in order for the chromosome to split, the nuclear membrane must disintegrate first. So that's prophase. It's like preparation like that. Okay. Now, next is metaphase. So you can see the chromosome like suddenly very disciplined already. align at the center. Okay, so right now you can see that both of the centrioles, they are like opposite ends already. But don't say opposite ends. You must say centrioles move to opposite poles. That is a keyword also. Must say opposite poles. Not other than that is not accepted. Okay. Then you can see chromosomes, they align randomly at equatorial plane. Equatorial plane means the center of the cell. Or sometimes you can see questions using equator, and even seldom also sometimes you see them writing as metaphase plate. Plane. Oops, sorry. Okay, so yeah, this arrow cannot. Yeah. But try to use these two only lah, equatorial plane and equator. In exam, try to avoid this one. Okay, because in the old SPM syllabus they actually don't accept this. But questions, some books they will use this lah, just to let you know. Okay, yeah. So this is the most important thing for metaphase. Okay, the chromosomes align at the equatorial plane. So how come they get aligned there? How do they move? Now, it's because of the spindle fiber. So now we finally talk about the spindle fiber. So spindle fiber, you can see, is attached to the center of the chromosome. Remember this part, center part, we call it the centromere. Okay, now we come back here. So see this part here? This is called the centromere. So spindle fiber will attach to the centromere and like pull them, arrange them at the equatorial plane. So you see here, spindle fiber attaches to the centromere and maintain the chromosomes at equatorial plane. Okay, so once they pull them to equatorial plane, then next anaphase, you can see that they will then pull the chromosomes apart. So right now, remember just now the sister chromatids. So right now, sister chromatids separates at centromere. So let's say just now this was the chromosome, the duplicated chromosome. They separate from here, so now become like this. Okay, so these two are now your sister chromatids. So how do they separate? It's because the spindle fiber shortens and pulls the sister chromatids where they go towards opposite pole. So this is the main thing in anaphase. Okay, so you must, if they ask, explain the chromosomal behavior. So they always like to ask, how does the chromosome behave in the following stage? So in metaphase, this is nothing to do with chromosomes, so you can't say this. You have to say this though. Align at equatorial plane. This is also the same. What happened to chromosome? They move towards opposite pole. Okay, so the spindle fiber shortens and pull the two sister chromatids towards the opposite pole. So now you can see at telophase, the cell is starting to divide into two already. So right now, the sister chromatids, they already reach at the opposite pole, whereby eventually they will split into two cells. So sister chromatids now reaches the opposite pole. Sister chromatids are now known as chromosomes, or we call it daughter chromosomes. Okay. The remaining thing that happened is the opposite of prophase. Opposite of this tree. So here spindle fiber form, nucleus disappear, nuclear membrane disintegrate. Here's the opposite. Now my spindle fiber disappears, nuclear membrane and nucleus forms again. So basically your nucleus comes back. So that's the end of mitosis. So your nucleus already split. So right after that, now is cytokinesis, whereby now your cytoplasm has to split. Okay, now so just a quick recap on the mitosis. Okay, so prophase, quite a lot of things you remember. Okay, so your chromosome thickens and shortens, spindle fiber forms, nucleus, nuclear membrane. Got metaphase, remember equatorial plane. Anaphase, the spindle fibers like tug of war, they pull the sister chromatids apart. So they shorten and two cystochromatids towards opposite pole. Okay, then telophase, the nucleus completely splits. So now, cytokinesis. Okay, like I said, it's the process of cytoplasm dividing after mitosis. So cytokinesis occurs differently in plant cells and animal cells. Okay, we look at animal first. So when the cell is about to split, at the equator or the equatorial plane, at the center there will be a lot of tiny dots forming. You can see that. So these are called microfilaments. Okay, so these microfilaments will form around the equator and they will start to pinch the equator. So from like this, you slowly pinch at the center. So you can see what shape does it form? It forms like a buttock shape. Okay, so that's why they say it constricts and form a cleavage full row. So cleavage, you know what it means, right? Okay, yeah, so it forms like a cleavage shape. So we must say forms cleavage full row. Then what happened? The microfilaments continue pinch until pinch, eventually to both cells splits into two. So microfilaments progressively constricts until the two cells eventually split. Okay, so that is for animal cell. Plant cell, similar in a way, whereby at the first, right, there's also things will start to form at the equator, as you can see here. So instead of microfilaments, now you have something called vesicles. So we say vesicles gather at the equator. And then these vesicles will start to fuse together, sort of stick together. What do they form? They form a cell plate. See, from like BG like this, they become one line, fused together. Okay, then what happened? At both sides of the cell plate, right, cell wall, plasma membrane will form. And then the cell just splits off. So new cell walls and plasma membrane form from the contents of cell plate until the cell eventually splits into two. Okay, so that's the end of cell division. Okay, so remember cell division is mitosis, nucleus divide, cytokinesis, cell divide. Okay, so okay, I'll go through one more page, last part. So I'll just briefly go through what's the importance of mitosis besides the one we mentioned previously in human one. Okay, so the first one is your embryo development. So when the sperm fertilized ovum, as we learned before, it forms a zygote. So how does one zygote becomes a human? Through cell division. No? So also almost the same as just now, growth and development of zygote occurs actually through mitosis to form an embryo and eventually becoming a fetus. Next is formation of the new tail of a lizard. So remember, you should know when the lizard, when their tail cut off, the tail eventually forms. So that process is called regeneration, whereby regeneration also involves mitosis. Next is meat culturing. So meat culturing is like a process of producing meat using stem cells from animals. For example, let's say beef. Okay, some of the meat, like burger meat, right, that they do is actually not really come from the beef one. They actually take the cell from the cow, and in the lab they process it, put it inside a solution called cultured medium, which is a nutrient solution. And then this cell, since it got nutrient, it will undergo mitosis and eventually become tissues, which is the meat of the cow that you can eat. No? Yeah. So certain burger meats, right? Don't know whether McDonald's got used this or not. It's actually come from this method. Okay. And last, mitosis is also involved in asexual reproduction, like you learned before, the budding process. Okay, and binary fission. So binary fission, when amoeba splits into two, that's actually mitosis. Okay, so today for this session I will end right here. So later there will be another video for the question section. So we just do a bit of questions. Okay, yep. So I see you guys then. Bye bye.